no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO executive and all that. And she like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible decisions with grown-ass on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
What about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
I heard it.
Michael B. Jordan calls out a former classmate for making fun of him, and it is awkward.
Oh, y'all trying to start drama over here?
The whole thing went down on the red carpet at a screening of Michael's flick Creed 3 in Atlanta, after he was approached for an interview by L'Oreal, the host of the Morning Hustle show, who reminded him they grew up together.
And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
I heard it.
No, you did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
Yeah, so that corny comment comes from a 2021 episode of the Undressing Room podcast, where L'Oreal, her co-host Eva Marcille, and Dominique DeDiva talked about the actor.
I think that Michael B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy. And I don't mean that as a slight, right? I mean, we all know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
To be fair, it was actually Eva who called Michael corny. But L'Oreal did admit that in high school, she used to make fun of him.
To be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshot. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? Like, and now look at him.
Well, Michael clearly caught wind of all that.
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
I heard it.
And L'Oreal later shared this final moment from the uncomfortable chat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time zone you are a part of. As I'm recording this video, it is 3:21 p.m. Central Standard Time in my hometown of Birmingham, Alabama. And after showing the last two clips that I showed everyone, this brings to mind, and I can't help but to ask the question and wonder about, should brothers who happen to be rejected, brothers as in black men, us black men, be corny and, well, not, excuse me for saying corny, let me rephrase that. Should brothers as in black men be bitter and resentful towards sisters as in black women who they may have went to school with, or they may have been either elementary, middle, or high school with, on behalf of a lot of you brothers who had the privilege to go to high school, even if you didn't get a chance to complete high school. You may have, for instance, gotten a chance to at least go to the 9th grade and then may have dropped out right after the 9th or 10th grade. Anyhow, you may have also had the chance to approach sisters. And by the way, you may have been that brother who happened to be into books, into science a lot, as a prime example, who may have been either an honor roll student, as in making you may have made all A's on your part cards, or may have made a combination, on the other hand, of A's and B's, due to how you were so into your studies, due to how you did nothing for the most part in your spare time away from school, but studied, read books, and even was into things as far as the latest inventions pertaining to either science or technology. And it may have been a case where you may have approached several females while in school, once again, either elementary, middle, or high school, who may have caught your eye, so to speak, who may have been drop dead gorgeous, who you wouldn't have minded taking out, having the privilege to take out, and eventually become intimate, when only for them to look at you as too much of a nerd, too much of a lame, too much of a cornball. Similar to the female who called Michael B. Jordan and made fun of him corny the whole time that she was in high school with him. And it's a well-known fact of, after showing that clip along with the clip of the woman on a podcast, of how the majority of black women just do not care for black men who are dirty, guys who may happen to be quirky. Some black females may consider as quirky, socially awkward. I could go on and on. Instead, most black women do go for the guys who are usually in the streets, the guys who are usually the dope dealers, from the dope dealers to the guys who are usually the scam artists, to the guys that are usually the a-holes, if you catch my drift, guys who are usually ladies' men, can't be faithful to one woman, guys who like to physically abuse women. Those are the types so many black women choose, in most cases, ladies and gentlemen, to go for it. And to make matters even worse, start families with. And with that being said, there are some black women who are so into those types of guys who are some of the worst guys you could find a woman would ever want to settle for, guys who have done, in some instances, prison time for committing some of the most heinous crimes, and one of the worst case scenarios for committing murder. These are the types of guys that so many black women go for. And I would say one reason why is because it's due to a generational cycle, a generational curse as well, because there are some black women within Michael B. Jordan's age bracket. Michael B. Jordan will be 40 in a few more years. If I'm not mistaken, he's around 37, 38 years old. So, and those, especially the ones that are much younger than he is, that are as young as 27, those are the types of black women who have the choice to choose better men that will make excellent fathers, excellent husbands, but they choose to reject those types of men. And it's due to the simple fact of how, for one reason, they may have girlfriends who they may want to introduce to their new man, for fear that if they happen to go for a man who happen to be, as they would call it, corny / lame / socially awkward / quirky, some black women fear that if they were to introduce those types of guys to their friends, that they would be made fun of. And not only that, but another reason why some black women go for those types of men is strictly because strictly go for those types of men is because they may have a mother who was into those types of men during their prime, during their sexual prime or sexual peak. If not a mother, usually a grandmother or a great grandmother. That's why I say in most cases it's usually because of a generational cycle that's passed on from one generation to another. Another reason why so many black women choose to go for the no good guys, the guys who I will also call knuckleheads, guys who are extremely toxic, to be in relationships with, guys who don't have their stuff together, guys who may be shacking up with them if they may have a house, and instead of the guy being the main contributor of the household, these guys are usually living off of them due to these types of guys having criminal records, therefore not being able to qualify for a house, not being able to get a car in their name due to their extremely, I would say, violent criminal record that they may have. These are the types of guys, in most cases, who so many black women go for. And on behalf of that sister saying how guys need to get over, the sister that was on the podcast, the TikTok reel that I showed as a result of her being on some type of podcast, saying how a lot of men that were rejected in that much younger years by black women need to get over it. Well, how about you try to get over being so bitter by the nigga or niggas if you may have multiple kids who you let nut up in you, who you let ejaculate inside of you, and then how last to leave you as a single mother. How about that? Anyways, and like always, make sure you like, share, comment, last but not least, subscribe. And until next time, I'm out.